Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss Indiana, Byrdman, Hoosier Park, French Lick, Shelbyville. We also touch on Wild Turkey, Ooey-Pooey, Craps Angels, Little People, Noodlin, Fiddlin, Porch Sittin, and Ed learns me some Cajun.
Byrdman.
Welcome to the show.
Man, I love it. Thank you so much for the invite. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Ed, Byrdman has always been our official Indiana chapter president for Casino Tears.
Since like day 32.
You see this hat that I'm wearing, this Casino Tears hat?
I do see it. That's different.
It is. This is a one-of-a-kind. Byrdman sent it over to me. He willfully violated our trademark, and he printed one up and sent it to me.
Well, it looks good. I like it.
I'm wearing it in your honor today, Byrdman.
I appreciate that very much.
So, Ed.
What? Indiana.
Craps Hubs.
We're going to talk about Indiana today.
Yep. Byrdman, where exactly are you playing so that listeners know your home casino? Because you're in Indianapolis, correct?
Just right outside of Indianapolis. My main casino that I play at the most is the Harrah's Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson, Indiana. That's where I play at, more than anything. And then I'll stroll down to the Indianapolis Casino, which is a horseshoe just outside of Indianapolis.
Shelbyville.
Yep. Ed's played there before with Mad Dog.
Yep.
That's the casino that has the repeater bet and the ATS, everything on it.
Yeah, so Harrah's, they have like the famous crap table that has the fire bet, it has the ATS on it, it has the repeater bet, all in one table. You want to talk about slowing down some play.
How often are you playing?
About twice a month. Most of the time I'm somewhere around 680 to, 1500 for the bankroll. I mean, because these are lower tables. And the ones at Harrah's, they never go over $15 minimums.
How many tables are usually open at Harrah's?
So through the week, they have about one table open through the week, and they'll open up two on the weekends. But there's 4 total. They never can get enough dealers to play all 4 tables.
That would be horrible. One table you're forced to play?
It's typically either a crapless table with the repeater bets, or it's the table that has every bet on it.
I would assume it's normally packed.
Yes, especially in the evenings. Like if I don't go early in the morning, I'm not getting a spot at the table.
Man, Ed, we're lucky where we go.
You're spoiled, 10 Ton.
You go into Biloxi, you have hundreds more options than that. That reminds me of going to Detroit.
Never been to Detroit. But I have been to Shelbyville, and the weekend I was there, they had 2 tables open. They had a regular table. They had a crapless on the end cap that was open, and I think that was it. I think there was just 2. That was probably like a Friday.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Indiana. And I mean, and the thing about the horseshoe in Indianapolis, they want the VIG up front. So that's why I always try to skip that one. Harrah's isn't like that.
Is Shelbyville really close to you then?
Yeah, it's about an hour.
No, I wouldn't call that really close.
Where in the heck do you live close to Indianapolis that's an hour from?
Muncie.
Oh, you're in Muncie.
Just north of Anderson.
So your closest casino is what?
I'm 20 minutes from the Anderson Casino.
But you don't like it because it's VIG up front on that one?
That's the horseshoe. That's the
Okay.
Indianapolis. So
Okay.
Harrah's, the one in Anderson, that's my go-to casino just because it's so close.
Is that the largest casino in the state?
No, I would have to say that probably the Hard Rock by Chicago is probably the largest one. It is in Gary, Indiana.
Woo.
Fuck, dude, Ed, Gary, Indiana. That's like
I ain't
one
going
of
there.
that is one of
It's like the murder capital of the world.
yeah,
back
it's
in
one
the
of
day.
those capitals.
Yeah, it was.
Capital of a lot of seems like bad things. Didn't everyone just leave Gary, Indiana? Like there was an exodus from that city?
Oh, yeah. But yep, Hard Rock's still there, though. Now, see, that casino, they normally stay at $25 minimums all the time.
They got all that drug money up there, dude. Got to get it.
Damn, really?
$25 minimums and $25,000 maximums at that casino.
Wow. At your casino, what are your maxes as far as your table limits, all of that stuff? You're lucky if there's 2 tables open?
Yes. Lucky if there's 2 tables open. I mean, the highest they ever get are $15 minimums. I've never seen a $25 minimum there. It's a $10,000 max.
Do you know what your maxes are for the repeaters and the ATS?
Repeaters is 50 on all of them. And then for the ATS, I believe it is 200, 100, and 200.
That's interesting. That's like Vegas cut in half almost, Ed. You'd have to change your play, or I'd have to change my play if you wanted to max those things out. If you wanted to win a $100 repeater bet on the 6 or 8, here the most you can win is 9,000. There, it's going to be 4,500.
Yep.
Interesting.
For the fire bet, the max you can bet on the fire bet is $5 because it pays 1,000 to 1.
Everything's cut in half from Vegas. Not too bad, though. It's better than a lot of the locals here as far as what they're afraid to lose in that max level.
But no, I mean, it's a pretty nice little casino for sure.
Me never being there at all, is it like a destination casino there? No, what, Ed? What?
It's just a casino. They don't even have a hotel.
Destination casino?
Yeah, like you go there to...
It's a freaking horse track with a damn casino inside of it.
It is a horse track?
That's all it is.
I didn't know that. They don't have like shows and stuff. You'd go and take the wife and a little vacation.
No, they don't even have a
You
hotel.
can go watch them walk the horses around in a circle before they beat the shit out of them to run. That's about it, dude.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, so it is. I am spoiled. Dad, so are you. So are you going to Biloxi.
Yeah, but I played in Indiana. Let me ask Byrdman this. Do you remember before all the land base were built and you had to go on the boats?
I do remember that.
Been there, done that.
What boats?
Had to go down close to where I went. You had to go down close. I guess it was on the Ohio.
That's exactly where most of them were.
Ohio River. Yeah.
Yep. And then they had the one that was in French Lick, Indiana, the famous home of Larry Bird, that they actually, it was considered a casino on the water because it was built on a active spring. And they actually made it to where they could use that one and considered it being on the water.
What a loophole. So it's considered, it's built on the land that's like an active spring. So it didn't have to be on some sort of weird pontoon land.
No, they found some weird loophole where it was on these sulfur springs that smelt like rotten eggs all day long. So they figured if somebody wanted to smell that all day, they'd let them go to the casino.
Used to love to go to the boats when I go up there. I mean, my sister-in-law, she was always like, Ed, let's go to the boat. I was like, let's go.
Are they still there?
They are still there.
Are they? Really?
Yes. Yeah. Like Belterra, Rising Star, Hollywood. I mean, most of those boat casinos are still here, the original ones.
I didn't know.
So, Byrdman, how many casinos, what do you got? Like 8, 9, 10, something like that in the state?
I believe there's a total of 13 casinos in Indiana.
That's a healthy amount.
Big state, though.
Yeah, it's a big state. And I mean, you're driving anywhere from 3 to 4 hours to get to each one of them.
How many of them are these boat things? And what do you mean by boat things, Ed? Are they like the old Mark Twain, Huckleberry Finn, riverboat pontoon things with the big, wheel in the back? Like those things?
We had those in Baton Rouge, New Orleans. We had the paddle wheelers.
Yeah, those things. Are they like that? What are you talking about, boat?
Most of them are fixed on the water.
They're just floating on the water, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a whole different world. Byrdman, which of these casinos have craps?
Oh, they all have craps. All of them.
Which one would you say is the best one? Are the tables different at each one like they are in Vegas? Is there one that you've identified, or do you even care? Are they bouncy, hard, short, long? What?
I mean, most of them are standard 14-footers. There are a few that are a little bit smaller. There's some 12-footers down on like the Hollywood Casino, which is in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. It has a real nice bounce. I mean, they don't put a lot of padding in it. Down there, they don't have any of the repeater bets. It's mainly the sharpshooter bet, which I'm not sure if you've ever seen that before or not, but it's similar to the fire bet. You can sit there and hit the same number over and over and over and still win on that sharpshooter bet. I'm sure Ed's familiar with that one.
I've seen it. I don't get to see it very often, though. I hadn't seen it in a long time, actually.
What is it exactly?
So, like, it doesn't start getting paid until you get, I believe it's 4 points. But like I said, like, you can sit there and you could set the same point 9 times. I think after the 9th hit, it pays like $2.49 or $2.99 to 1, but you could set the same point every single time.
That's how it's different than the fire bet. Fire bet's got to be a different point set. Sharpshooter can be the same point over and over. if I understand it correctly.
So it's 249 to 1.
Once you've hit 9 points, so if you could sit there and hit the nine
What the fuck?
times,
If you hit 9 points, it should be like 1,000 to 1.
yeah, it's a little different.
Ed, when's the last time you hit 9 points?
Last weekend.
No, you did not. Did you really hit 9 points?
You don't ever know, do you? You weren't there. You got to come to Biloxi and find out.
Maybe
You
I
do need
will.
to make a trip down to Biloxi. It's not that bad down there, 1010.
You come into the Brownwater Bash this year?
I might, absolutely.
It's in May. It's the weekend after Mother's Day, 18th, something like that.
Okay.
Come on down, Byrdman.
From the likes of it, I'll be going to Biloxi before I head your way, Byrdman. That just is, you're painting a grim picture of craps in the state of Indiana.
It's not that bleak, dude.
It
I mean, it's
seems
bleak.
bleak.
It's bleak in your mind, but it ain't bleak in the Hoosiers' mind. I mean, shit. Some craps is better than no craps.
I guess so. The only Midwest craps I've played is in Detroit. And I tell you what, that was some of the most depressing shit. Listen, I'm apologizing to the people from Michigan that are listening, but I lived there for a long ass time. So I feel like I can criticize my state. That was depressing. That was so depressing that it's etched in my brain. If Indiana is anything like that, and they only had like 2 tables, they were both packed. It just sucked.
You run into that a lot here.
You go early, dude, which is not in your
No.
forte. That's not in your vernacular at all.
You would have to cater your life around when you can go there to play.
A lot of coffee runs.
Do you know Bill Collins?
No.
He's in bad health now. He's one of the old timers in DI. He plays down at the Shelbyville casino there. He was the one I went to play with initially when I went there, because I was just south of Indianapolis there in Greenwood, Franklin, all that area right in there. I got relatives all over the place up there. I scooted over to Shelbyville, which isn't far. I mean, from where I was,
No,
I think it was
not at
like
all.
30 minutes with me having to watch my navigator thing, so go meet Bill Collins. Bill Collins is one of the old time DIs from way back. I mean, this goes way back into the early 2000s, and he's kind of short, shoots from the end, and he stands on a book.
Oh man, dude, that's awesome.
Really?
He takes a book into the casino. The book's about 2 or 3 inches thick, and he sets it down right there at his feet and stands on it to shoot.
Dude, what book is it? Like the
I
Bible
don't know.
or War
I
and
don't know.
Peace.
It's like War and Peace. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm a little surprised Ed hasn't said 1010 needs to do that.
Yeah, you know what? I seek
That's
out.
why he wanted his table cut down.
Yeah, I cut my table down and I seek out the lower tables, which there are definitely lower tables.
Ed, what's that casino right next to the Hard Rock in Biloxi? Do you think 1010 would be able to handle
Beauregard.
those tables?
He wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to see over the rails.
I'll call that guy that Bo went with that had the shoes.
Yeah, I've seen people
Oh,
take in.
platform shoes?
We're off topic, but I've seen people take in a briefcase full of foam, hard plastic foam. They take a briefcase 4 inches thick, stack it full of these foam bricks, and shut that thing down. Walk in the casino and stand on that. And probably today, it might even be easier with all of the attention, that we've got from laws protecting people who are
Little people,
little, short.
not short, but little people, Ed. Have you ever seen a little person? Not little. Like,
Short people got nobody.
have you ever seen
What
a
was that
little
song?
person play craps? I have.
Oh, absolutely. I have.
I did last time I was in Vegas.
No way, really? No, like a
Yeah.
legit little person.
Yeah, I mean, they had to put their dice up into the rack for them so that way they could get a hold of them.
Could they see? Or were they just
Yeah, I mean, as long as they could get the dice, they just would throw them.
wow. Man. Ed, have you?
I hadn't seen anybody that short. I played with a blind guy, but I never played with a person that short.
Man.
I've played with a blind man before too.
Wow. Birdman. That's pretty awesome. But have you ever played with a blind little person?
No, that I haven't.
American Disabilities Act. That's what I was trying to think of. I would think you could probably get away with it more now than you could back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised that there aren't I guess I don't notice the special access, special needs stuff in the casino. You know?
I see
'Cause
people.
every now and then I get stuck in one of those hotel rooms. I used to get stuck into the hotel room with the shower. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The no fall roll in shower.
Yeah, sometime. And
With the doorbell that makes the lights flash.
I was just not into that whole thing.
Now here's my question for you guys. How are you guys starting to see more craps tables with chairs, with like stools?
We have them down here all the time. That's been a thing down here in the South for a long time because we like to porch sit. So everybody just likes to sit at the table.
I got you. Yeah, we're just now starting to get that here.
You know, it's hard to you see people. I don't really sit much anymore, but there's been times when I've gotten any long sessions. I'll pull the stool out from underneath it and sit down when somebody else is shooting. You see so many handicapped people now. They need a chair to sit in or just to prop up on when they shoot. Sometimes
That's fine. Okay. 10 ton has no problem with handicapped people. I just want to be on record, Ed, and saying that.
you need to be on record.
But I do have problems with people that are camped out on chairs, especially, and it seems like it's not at any of the high-end properties, top tier properties. It's not really at mid tier. Here's where you see it in Vegas. I just saw it. Remember Ed talked about Fremont? 3 people on stools, right? 3. Okay. I was like, fuck, I'm never going to get on this table. Used to happen at Gold Coast. I used to see it. I've seen it at Orleans. I've seen it at, I guess you'd say the local casinos, more so like that. But that is a bummer for me. You've got someone just camped out there and that can just milk $100 forever. It's going to take a lot of time to bust into any of those spots, especially if they're at main stick slots.
Well, you know, the Beau Rivage has a lot of stools. Hard Rock doesn't have any. I've seen people use those stools to stand on like the little rung that goes across between the legs just to get high enough to shoot off of them.
Listen, that's fine. I just don't like it when they're just sitting there camped out. They're never leaving.
You're not going to camp long at the Beau Rivage unless you've got a really big bankroll.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because, I mean, it's like usually a $25 minimum table. People don't last long.
I mean, listen, I guess if you were tired and wanted to do that, I'm sure it's got its advantages. I just think for me, I like to be standing. I don't like to be sitting and making a whole, day of it there.
Byrdman, tell me about French Lick. I know a doctor that used to go play there a lot.
So French Lick, it's pretty standard casino, not real large. It only has a couple of craps tables.
Privately owned, right?
That's correct. Yes. They have their own rewards. They have 2 hotels. We actually have in Indiana, there's actually a lot of times that we'll go down there and have like a conference or something, a work gathering. It can be pretty interesting, especially with the craps tables. I mean, all the VIGs are up front though. It's your typical private casino you would expect. They're just trying to get in as much money as they possibly can. The slot machines are not great. Not much craps bait coming out of those whatsoever. But I mean, it's a pretty interesting casino.
You hit a big hit about this time last year, if I remember right.
I did have a nice little hit, right around 20.
Yeah, I saw the picture. Yeah, I remember. Like, damn, that's some craps bait right there, dude.
Yeah, that lasted me for a little while too. I think it got me all the way down to Biloxi.
Hit one of them again.
I'd like to.
Before you come down.
I'm going to teach 1010 how to play slots when I go out there to Vegas in May.
That lesson will probably last about a minute before I'm over it. Is that your get right game, Byrdman? Slots?
It is. Absolutely. I'm not a big blackjack player or anything like that. I mean, I'll just go hit a slot machine and that makes everything right again.
What would be the nicest casino in that state if you had to rank them? This is the most luxurious, top of the line casino. Which one is it?
Man, I don't know. I mean, maybe the Caesars in southern Indiana.
Oh, okay.
It just got redone. Like it's an actual like Caesars property down in southern Indiana.
Where is that located?
So it's right by Louisville.
Yeah.
Which is not the strip club capital of the world that 1010 thought it was at one time.
It used to be.
Or was that you?
That was Ed. I think the strip club capital is Portland, I think.
It might be Tampa.
It's down by Louisville, Kentucky, though. That one's pretty nice. And like I said, they just redid it. I haven't been to the new casino that they opened out in Terre Haute yet. I think it was originally, the license for that one in Terre Haute was applied for originally by Resorts World, I believe. And Actually, the horse track in Louisville, the people that run the Kentucky Derby actually came in and took that over, and they opened that casino in Terre Haute.
How many of these casinos have racetracks on them? Is it just one?
It's the two. So it's the Shelbyville one, Horseshoe, Indianapolis, and Harrah's were both originally just racetracks until 2015.
And you're talking about horse racing, but Shelbyville, I feel like it should be cars.
Nope.
Dog racing.
Was it dog racing?
No, just horse. Both of those were horse tracks originally before they became casinos.
Now they still race horses there too?
They do, both of them.
That's what I thought.
Is it harness
Yep.
racing?
Yes, both is harness.
Nice. And I like harness racing.
Is that where you're riding around in a little buggy with two wheels like a chariot?
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess you get to sit down there.
You get to sit down on a stool inside a wagon.
Yeah.
Two-wheel wagon with a stool. Why would you like harness racing, dude?
I went there as a kid. My dad used to take me to the track, to the Meadowlands, freehold racing. That was like some of my first gambling experience was harness racing.
I thought it was going to be because 1010 was the same size as the jockeys.
I would have made
I thought it's because they need to sit on a stool just to see how to drive.
a good I think you have to be pretty short to be a jockey. I think you have to be what, 5'2", something like that. I'm taller than that.
Maybe 5'5".
The little bitty guys and gals ride them horses.
Well, so Byrdman, what would be the nicest casino though? If I want to go to the state, I want to go to the nicest casino in that state. Is it the Caesars property?
I would say it's probably the Caesars property in southern Indiana or the Hard Rock in northern Indiana up by Chicago.
Ain't going there.
You know, when we were talking to Dice Degen about Atlantic City, is there a certain player type that you can stereotype and generalize? How would they compare to like the Vegas people when you come out here? Because you come out here quite a bit.
I do come out there quite a bit, a couple times a year. So, I mean, we have everything from the guy that walks up to the table with a wadded up 20 and two $1 bills and just throws it down right in the middle of your roll. And then we have the guys that come in, like there's a gentleman that comes into the Harrah's. He will buy in for two $30,000 markers at the same time. We have a very wide array of players. And I'm guessing the Horseshoe's probably pretty similar to that. But yeah, the Harrah's and Anderson has the guys that will throw down $20. They will take their, 4 red chips and they'll put it all in the field. And the minute they lose, they walk away. And like I said, we got, the gentleman that comes in and asks for two $30,000 markers. He'll lay a $20,000 bet.
Wow.
And the minute he loses that $30,000, he walks over to the blackjack table and, uses his other markers somewhere else. He's always just there to get the quick hit.
I have to interrupt our regularly scheduled program to tell you this. I saw the biggest marker buy-in in Biloxi I've seen at the Hard Rock.
Oh, nice. What was it?
$250,000.
No way, dude. That's awesome. Who was it? What did he look like, dude?
You remember Stumpy from the cartoon?
Stumpy?
Yeah,
What?
he looked like Stumpy. If I'd have met him on the street, I just thought he was just another jackleg, but obviously he's got money.
Jackleg. I'm going to start using that. I've never heard
Yeah.
that before. Jackleg.
You got to expand your vocabulary and understanding of the global science of the industry.
Oh my God, Ed, I'm going to ask you something I saw. There's something in Alabama. What's it called? People sticking their hands. They're in a river. They stick their hands in the water and they wait for a fish to like bite their hand, like a catfish, and then they pull it up. Is it called noodlin or something?
Yeah, you go noodling. You got to go up under the bank.
I
You got
just
to
saw
feel,
that.
they don't bite your hand. You go in there and you feeling for them and then you find them and you grab them by the mouth and you fight them and you bring them out, dude.
Byrdman, you ever hear about that? Noodlin.
I have not. Ed, I want to know, have you ever done it?
I'm too scared of snakes to get up under those banks like that at night.
It was on Instagram. I saw a woman.
Yeah, there's a woman that has a great channel on that. It's probably who you saw.
Yeah, it's amazing. I
She
couldn't
brings
believe
that big
it.
old catfish out by the mouth, dude.
I was like, where is this? It's in Alabama.
Of course.
I had to ask
We don't
Ed.
need no rod and reel down here, dude.
That is just funny. Noodlin. Of course it's in Alabama.
You know how to fiddle for worms?
Fiddle for worms? No. How do you do that? Do
They
not
can
tell
drive
me
you-
you just have a fiddle.
Yeah, you just sit out there.
They come
No,
out.
you drive a stake into the ground 2 or 3 feet, and then you take a string that's attached to another piece of wood, and you just rub on it like you're fiddling, like you're playing a fiddle, and it squeaks and it squirms, and the worms will just come right out of the ground.
And that is amazing, man.
Called fiddling for worms.
Yeah, so much to do. So much
There's
to
a lot
do.
to do. It's better than digging. You can sing a song while you're fiddling. Birdman doesn't know what he got himself into tonight.
So Birdman, the average player that you see there, is it mostly low buy-ins, that kind of scene?
I would say most of them are, anywhere from 500 to 1,000. Absolutely.
When we were talking to Dice Degen, there's a lot of center action. Can you sort of generalize on any sort of play out there in the Midwest?
It's just toss them and hope for the best. I mean, we got the guys that'll toss them and snap, and they'll sit there and set them, and then they'll shuffle them up in their hands and throw them. I mean, there's very few and far between anybody that's making any type of effort to influence the dice.
No one really that you see setting at all.
No. If anything, like there'll be somebody that might, I might catch their eye, and then they start asking me, "Hey, do you watch Ed with Roll to Win Craps?" Ed does. He has a pretty nice little following in Indiana. There's actually quite a few older gentlemen that come to the craps table, and they like Ed, and they watch me set the dice and everything and toss them, and they always ask if I took lessons.
Well, Ed, now we know where the first stop on your book signing tour will be. Well, fucking the
Shelbyville.
And the French Lick.
I want to go to French Lick. I just like the name of it.
Might run into Larry Bird.
You never know.
Yeah, that's where Larry Bird's from. He still has a place down there and everything.
Dude, Larry Bird was awesome. You just mentioned people ask you if you took lessons. Now, I've taken a lesson with you at Bo's place. Who have you taken lessons from, and where did you learn?
So honestly, like I actually learned how to play the game of craps at the French Lick Casino. I had a buddy that taught me at the table, just the fundamentals. As I kept getting into it a little bit more and more, I picked up on Ed's channel. I started watching him and Jeff a lot. And then I actually reached out to Ed a couple of years ago and asked him for some recommendations for actually taking like a dice setting class. And he recommended Heavy. So I flew down to Tyler, Texas.
Nice.
And met with Heavy for a day, did a private lesson at his house, which was, it was great meeting him. And, and it was shortly after he had done his interview with Ed. So, I mean, it was really neat going down there and meeting him. And then, like you mentioned, just last year, I flew out to Vegas and did a lesson with Bo as well, which was just absolutely amazing. They both have their own unique ways of teaching. And I took a lot away from both of them, for sure.
Did you ever take a lesson from Howard or anyone else?
Nope, just those two. Unfortunately, I thought about going to Howard, before everything happened. And then I've always thought about doing the golden touch, but I'm not real sure if I have the golden touch or not.
I'm going to do that, Ed. When they're
You're going to take a GTC class?
Fuck yeah, they're in Vegas, dude. They're coming out to Vegas. I think I should see what it's all about. Then I could say I have had a lesson from everyone.
Do it.
And then I'll just see what it's all about.
Then you can pay me to fix your toss when you get done with that shit. Can you count to 5? Can you count to 5?
Oh my God. I'll learn all of that, but then at least I'll know. I will have taken everyone's class.
Ed, he'll be out there having a back swing and everything for you, buddy.
I can't wait to see it.
Ed comes out here and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like, "I'm just waiting. I'm only on 3." But you've thrown 2 R10s already. Yeah, I know. I'm just waiting. Got to get past 5. It might be interesting,
I think you should. You could meet Carrie Coda. She's like the chapter president of the Craps Angels out there. It's an all girls team.
Dude, there's an all girls team called Craps Angels. How did I not know about this?
You can live under a rock on the 31st floor, dude.
Yeah, Craps Angels. Man, they should have like a cool logo.
They do.
What the hell, man? The Craps Angels. Let's get one of these Craps Angels on.
I think Bo knows about them, doesn't he, Ed?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, Carrie Coda from Hawaii, she's actually shorter than 10 ton.
Dude, the Craps Angels, man.
She got a great shot. She's got a great shot. She's been doing that shot a long time.
Now, what is she going to be teaching? Is she part of the Golden Touch
No,
crew?
no, she's just one of the students. I've seen videos on some of the live stuff that's been out there where she's been shooting. She's got a great shot. I'd bet on her every time.
Oh, nice, man. Well, I mean, I'll report back. This is going to be I found out it's going to be in August. I haven't signed up for it officially yet.
That's a hot time of the year.
I'm just thinking about it.
Those classes aren't cheap either.
No, those are pretty expensive classes. So it's just good to know, man. It'll be good to know, good to compare.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I might just come out there and take it with you at 10 ton just so I can see it too.
He wants to hang out with the Craps Angel.
Hey, listen, we had a good time. Byrdman's got a nice shot. Your preferred position is stick left one, correct, Byrdman?
That is correct.
We did some damage over at you had a great shot at Paris, and then we actually did well at that Caesars repeater table.
Yeah, we just didn't walk away when we should have. We didn't stop for the night.
Lessons learned. You're going to be out here again pretty soon.
Yep, first week of May. Looking forward to it. I got lessons set up for my stepson for his 21st birthday with Bo.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that way he's not at the table messing us up.
Byrdman, anything else as far as the Indianapolis, Indiana scene, as far as craps goes?
He makes it sound so dry and mundane, doesn't he?
I mean, no, I mean, it can get exciting. I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know, there've been times that I've been on that table that has the ATS and the repeater bets where I've hit, you know, 7 repeaters and at least the all tall or the all small. So, I mean, it can get exciting.
All right, so here's a question. All right, you're on one of the craziest tables because there's similar ones in Biloxi. What's your play? What's your come out play?
A full-length extended version of this podcast is available exclusively on our Patreon page. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-07. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.